Mm. Title of this video is Postpartum Recovery. Who cares? What a great question. Until a few years ago, it seemed like nobody cared about postpartum recovery. I went viral with one blog post on what basically just I did during the recovery of my third baby, having been through it twice before and had miserable recoveries, and all the things I did intentionally to prepare while I was still pregnant and really prioritize myself. In another video, I'm going to talk about what those journeys were like and why it was so important to me to make me a priority, make my self-care a priority, and recover really well to mitigate some of the poor outcomes I experienced. But also it's just because like I knew then that I deserved to feel good. I deserved to feel really proud of myself and relish in my new baby and to experience pleasure around being a new mother and having a new baby and being cared for as a unit, as a little unit. So who cares? Why do I care? That's why I care. But who else cares? Like I said, this dog. Like I said, it didn't seem like anybody else cared until they all of a sudden really cared. And I noticed that moms, parents everywhere were really frustrated and really, really hungry for a resource like that, which is why it became so popular at the time. That's also what inspired me to create a whole course around just that one blog post. Then there were books that came out, The First 40 Days, Kimberly Johnson's The Fourth Trimester. There were some books out that I considered to be kind of my number one resources. Aviva Romm's book on health after baby, but really not very many postpartum books compared to the swaths of pregnancy resources that are out on the market. And it seemed like every resource there was in direct response or rebuttal to a lack of systemic resources or a lack of an adequate postpartum care health system. So for a long time, it felt like nobody cared about postpartum, which is why I felt a duty to care so much. And I still do. Even though it seems like now there's more of a renaissance and more awareness around how important postpartum care is. Now, all that said, why should you care? As a doula, I've really kind of always said that birth, labor, and delivery is the stage where all of your issues, your whole life story comes out to play. I've seen this happen in instances of childhood sexual abuse coming to the stage. I've seen it in relationship issues coming to the stage, but also, inner power and resilience and strength that we don't know about coming to the stage as well, which is why birth rocks so much to me. But if birth is the stage where all of your life stuff comes to play, all of the past, then postpartum really is where the future is shaped. And to the extent of which your postpartum recovery is gorgeous and luscious and nourished and supported and healing, is the rest of your long-term health and the resilience of your family unit and the intact or not so intact nature of the community around you. That's why it's so important to me as someone who started this work as an activist, but also as a nurse who sees communities and how health impacts communities and vice versa. God, postpartum really is where it's at. And I really feel like if we could really wrap our minds around how to create a system of support, not just on a family level, but on a community level, on a policy level, on a national level, and then taking all of the wisdom we have globally and infusing that in and really sharing the experiences that families around the world have and the traditions they keep around healing families after babies are born, God, then the whole world could change. When I envision a world where families are fully nourished and supported during those first few weeks after having a baby, I see adults who are thriving, who have resources, who feel good about their parenting choices. I see kids who know what it feels to be safe and loved and fed well and touched and really like having their deep, deep needs met. And I see issues that we combat on a daily basis, like poverty and disparity and all levels of injustice really being healed in a deep way, because they all come out to play in birth. But like I said, postpartum is the stage where we get to really shift the future. That's why it matters. Who cares? I hope you care. I care. I care. If you want to see more resources, videos on postpartum health, God, they're coming. Subscribe, hit the bell so you don't miss a video on the way, and go to blissafterbirth.com. We are a growing global postpartum support agency based in my hometown of Lincoln, Nebraska, serving locally and globally. I'll see you soon.